So since the Masters 8 tournament is all finished, it's time to get back to some old school content and do a classic ranking video. Every single battle in the Masters 8 ranked from worst to best, not just Ash's battles but the others as well. So let's get started and I hope you enjoy. So coming in dead last is Leon versus Diantha. This was the only battle in the whole tournament where we didn't actually see all of the battle. And that's the main reason it's last. It was off screen, we saw the end of it, but considering it was the semi-finals, two champions going at it, Ash's main series goal being Leon, battling in a huge battle, huge stakes, it was a massive letdown to not see this on screen. Most of the episode was setting up Ash versus Cynthia, which was cool, but we should have got two separate episodes for this. When we finally joined the action, Diantha already has two Pokemon left. Rillaboom went on a serious rampage and swept most of her team. Not only was it off screen, it was also bad writing, making it so uneven and making Leon look unstoppable and Diantha look like a joke. Charizard was pretty cool in the final battle with Gardevoir, but it wasn't enough to salvage anything from this poor battle. In number 6 we have Lance versus Diantha, and I'm aware that this is probably a massively unpopular opinion being so low. My initial thoughts on this battle was that it was just so boring, and I stand by that. I get it was trying to be exactly like the games, move for move, cool strategies and setups, but this isn't the games, this is the anime. We've had 25 years of cool, unique battles, why start acting like you care about the games now? And being honest, I prefer the fast-paced end-to-end anime battles, they're way better to watch. This one just felt boring to me all the way through, a massive lack of movement from the Pokemon, just bland to watch, and knowing what happened to Diantha after winning this battle, it just kind of makes the whole thing pointless. There was a few cool moments and positives to take from this battle, especially the ending where Diantha pulls a nice little checkmate Moonblast. Next up is Leon versus Alain, and this is probably bottom for most people and probably at least above Lance versus Diantha. This is the last of the bad battles on this list in my opinion, but it still has a lot of positives for me. I just preferred this more action heavy battle compared to the previous entry, which as I said was just really boring. This one at least tried to be unique, and despite not really helping the story at all, at least there was some fun moments. For starters, the animation was pretty good and I enjoyed seeing Alain take down Leon's Rillaboom. And then the 1.5 minutes that we did get the Charizard clash, that was cool while it lasted. The problem is again they made Alain look like a joke and the whole return was pointless. He didn't speak to Ash at all, why was he even here? They should have let him have a rematch or just pick someone else. This battle just set up the tournament as a whole in a very rocky way. And then in number 4 we have Ash versus Steven. I do actually enjoy this battle more than other people, although Ash should have really battled someone else in the first round, Alain or Lance. This was still a cool matchup. I think we've been so stretched thin of Hoenn continuity throughout this series that it was just cool to see Ash taking on Steven. There were some cool matchups, especially when Steven brought out his Cradily. It was just nice to see Steven's team in action because up until now we'd only seen his Metagross. The problem is that Ash didn't ever seem like he was going to win this battle. It was always a come from behind win that probably could have been better written. Even the last C move was weirdly done. I do however like that Pikachu finished off Steven with the move that Ash learnt in Hoenn, being Iron Tail. It was poetic to see this, and at least it wasn't repetitive seeing a Z move save the day again. In the third spot we have Cynthia versus Iris. This battle was the one for me where I started to actually believe in this tournament again. It was really well animated, it was more fluid than the previous battle being Diantha versus Lance, and we all actually cared about this battle. We care about Iris and we know that her and Cynthia have battled before and they've got history, so it all just made this battle way more exciting. We even got to see the boy Extra come in and clutch the start of this battle for Iris. It was fitting being Iris' first Pokemon. If anything, I feel like this battle was a celebration of how far Iris has come since Black and White. It showed her close bond with her Dragon Pokemon really well, cheering on her Arceus for the final clash with Cynthia's Mega Garchomp. It was a cool battle, not much to it, just two dragons going face to face. And in the end Iris loses, but she did us proud, she pushed Cynthia to her limits, and you have to wonder if only she used a gimmick, maybe she could have won. This battle was really good and it gave us massive amounts of development for both Iris and Cynthia. Second place is Ash versus Cynthia. We all know how anticipated this battle was, 15 years in the making. The end of Diamond and Pearl, he was dreaming about one day battling her, and here it is. We got 3 whole parts for the battle and then another episode which set up the battle really well. And it was really special, one of the best battles in Pokemon for sure. The thing I liked the most about the battle was it seemed like Ash was actually using everything he'd learned. He didn't just do some weird shenanigans like at the end of the Steven battle. it actually felt like Ash kept niggling his way back into this battle. We got some cool strategies from him, like Surf Edge taking down Cynthia's Stealth Rocks. We got him using the counter shield strategy from Diamond and Pearl for the first time in ages. It reminded me a lot of Ash vs Paul, where Cynthia had control of the battle for a lot of it, and Ash just wouldn't give in, and in the end Mega Lucario overcomes Garchomp. Of course there's questions around the whole Dynamax Togekiss situation, and would Ash have lost if Cynthia just used her Mega? I try not to think about that too much. The way I look at it is they have to keep things fresh, and it would have been boring to see Cynthia use Mega Garchomp in both of her battles, so it was a nice mix up. But I get there are still question marks around that, but that aside, it was a fantastic battle, and it was a great payoff when Ash finally beat her. And finally, in first place, of course, it is Ash versus Leon. What else was it going to be? This was the battle, this was everything that they've been setting up from the start. All the recaps, all the filler episodes, everything was saving the budget for the big one, and it paid off. I'm not sure how this compares to other big battles like Ash vs Kukui. I'd have to rewatch them all again, but it has to be up there. It's in the top 5 battles of all time for sure. This was 4 parts of pure greatness. Everything was well written, well thought out, animated amazingly. The strategies used and the different Pokemon used were unique, more so because we hadn't seen Leon's team up to this point. So when he pulls out Mr. Rhyme and it starts tap dancing all over Ash's face, it was just really cool to see. And then the ending was spectacular. It was a celebration of 25 years of the Pokemon anime. It had something for everyone. It made grown men cry. It was nothing short of a masterpiece, bringing back every character, every one of Ash's Pokemon to spur Pikachu on for one last push. There were so many great things in this battle, and if it was to be Ash's last battle of all time, I don't think any of us could complain. But I've already spoken about this battle in a lot of detail. No more needs to be said. This is number 1 on this list. And that is it for this ranking video. Let me know in the comments your ranking of these 7 battles, which was best, which was worst, and why. But thank you for watching. As always, be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.